All right. So Monet, I have
Yes.
notes. Okay, welcome to the Patreon exclusive, y'all. It's only the motherfuckers paying us.
All right, here we are up in the Patreon gig to talk about Untucked. You have notes, I have notes. This is wild.
Monet, I was uneasy.
Were you from the top? And okay, and when you get into Untucked and you have a little liquor in your system, that's number one. And B, you're there to talk about. Well, if you drink, and B, you are there to talk about the episode and your feelings. So the girls are expressing their feelings and how they feel about their feels.
So before we get to it, let's talk about the fact. I reiterated this. Olivia's noticing. Olivia is. Where is Olivia? Where is she?
Yeah, she doesn't, because Olivia is not offending anyone. She doesn't come like, oh yeah, it's just so fine. Olivia Lux is the Janet Jackson of drag.
I mean, she's not offending anyone, but I don't think Crystal Method was offending anyone, but she wasn't fading. Something going on where Olivia's just not standing out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the safe queens are like delusional. Like Olivia and Denali are like, I should have been in the top, and I'm like,
yeah, no, I don't think they should have at all. They were crazy.
Like, how did they look at Utica and Mick and? Honestly, I will say this: the one queen who I thought actually did a really good job with her outfit that she made there was Elliot, and she wasn't one of the ones to be like. Elliot was like, "Bitch, I'm happy to be safe."
Yeah, Simone too. She's like, "Girl, when RuPaul said safe, I was like, thank you, Lord." But Candy Muse is like, "Bitch, I should have been at the top." At the top of the episode, she was delusional about the last episode, and then this one, she's delusional again. I'm like, Candy Muse needs a sip of reality.
Yeah, and also she's dragging Tamisha's dress, but her dress was not good.
It
just wasn't good.
I will say, I do agree. Candy said this. She was like, knowing how to sew doesn't mean you know how to have taste. And I agree with that. I'm like, just because you can sew, and no shade, but on season 10, Yuha Hamasaki. Yuha Hamasaki is a prime example. Yuha Hamasaki sewed for you, me, everyone. But that doesn't mean that you have taste. And I think that goes for Tamisha.
This is why Yuha's always snapping on you. When Yuha can you admit that when Yuha made that sponge dress, it was popping?
Oh, it was way better than mine. I admit that. But overall, her overall aesthetic, just because you can sew doesn't mean that you have taste. Period. And I think that's what Tamisha's suffering from. And I agree with Candy on that.
Just randomly dragging Yuha for Yuha's at home drinking coffee, playing, just watching TV, and then she's like, "Oh, I got a shiver up my spine."
Well, do you know Yuha's also shady? A, she started Bootleg Opinions after Fashion for the Review. Then, do you know what her review show is called, Bob?
Bootleg Opinions.
No, Review with a U.
She is ridiculous. Well, also, quick thing, what does Yuha have against you? If y'all, I'm telling y'all, go back and listen to the episode. It's called the one where Yuha keeps attacking Monet or something like that. It is I don't know what Yuha was on that day, girl, but it was Yuha was. And then to go back to look at Yuha and Monet at the event at the Only Productions event, or the premiere party. Yuha has it out for you, girl. I don't know what is going on. So
but Candy's being wild.
What's so weird is that Candy's going on about self-awareness, but she's not self-aware. It was so ironic. She goes, "Baby, you need to be a little more self-aware." But meanwhile, she's not self-aware in the moment.
Yeah. Also, I didn't like how she was just steamrolling and bulldozing over everyone, which I guess is like a point to her. She's like, "I'm gonna say what I gotta say," but she's not letting anyone else get a point. She's like, "Did you like my thing? Did you like my outfit? Did you think I was here? Do you think I was rude?" Like, she was just like steamrolling over everyone, not letting anyone. They were like, "Do you like my?" No. I was like, let them answer. Let them say what they gotta say. She was getting very forceful.
This was the classic question: what happens when an unstoppable object meets an unmovable force? And this is what happened because you know, she is the juggernaut, just running. She cannot be stopped. And then she hit Tamisha, and Tamisha was like, "Try to move me, bitch.
This is true,
I dare you."
But I do think that Tamisha came in a bit guns blazing. Like, Tamisha did not have to take the first watch. You're like, "There's something I don't like." That being, I was true. Like, that's a little much.
I agree. Tamisha came in. I think what the fans are responding to is that Tamisha's doing the same thing Candy did, offering an opinion about someone that no one asked for.
Agreed.
Candy just did this to Elliot, except Elliot was a little bit more graceful. Elliot was like, "Well, you know, we all have our own opinions." And Candy did not. That's not how Candy took it. Let's just put it that way. And it was just wild to see, because it was especially weird because she was like, if I'm being shady, call me out. If I'm being arrogant, call me out. And they're like, we are calling you out, and this is how you're acting. So just like, you're asking us to do it, we're doing it, and you're losing your mind.
Yeah, it's very, very. She for all intents and purposes, Candy's being a hood ass bitch, and it was intense.
It's so interesting because she's like, if I'm being arrogant, say it. And she was like, am I arrogant to you? And the girls like, the girls were saying no, are like, no, no, you're not arrogant.
Because
I did a breakdown of which girls say exactly what.
Wait, hold on, where is it?
Oh, there's a document. Right, I forgot there was another documentation.
Oh, word. So all the girls who said that Candy Muse was not arrogant, wait.
All the girls who said she wasn't arrogant were in the winners on the first round of lip sync.
Got it.
Were losers.
So Olivia, Simone, Lala, Mick, and Muse were all saying that Muse was not arrogant, and then Tamisha, Elliot, Joey, and Rose were all like, "Girl, you are arrogant." And I have a feeling that I can't speak for the girls, but like when I was watching it, I was getting a little bit of arrogance from what I was seeing.
You think Candy's being arrogant? I don't. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I would call it arrogant. I think, again, when you're in Drag Race, you're in this vacuum of just this competition. So you're constantly, literally constantly, like, trying to stack yourself up against everyone else. And you're like, okay, I'm not the worst, so I'm not good. Like, I think it's like that constantly going on in your head. So I don't know if I would call it arrogance. But also, she's not being
let's read the definition. Having or revealing an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities. So that means you think you did better than you did. She thought she should have been the top. You and me both like, no, that dress was horrible. She has an exaggerated sense of her own abilities. That is, by definition, arrogance.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
And I think what people are responding to in Tamisha, that Tamisha didn't do well. And she's like, oh, I see that. I see what you mean. Look, I get it. And I also think where Candy's like, the only person stopping me from winning the crown at this point might be Simone. Nobody else here.
Your Candy voice, I can't. Might be Simone. Nobody else here.
Candy said, it's not my fault. I can walk up in here and light up the room and you can't. And Tamisha says, who are you talking to?
Oh, wait. Can we reenact it? You be Candy. I'll be Tamisha.
Okay. It's not my fault that I can walk up in here and light up the room and you can't, period.
Who are you talking to? Who are you dressing like that to?
To anyone that took it personally.
Oh, well, I didn't take it personal because I didn't think you was talking to me.
I mean, this fight was so epic. And I love that Candy is saying, I love that Candy's like, no girls calling me out, and then four of them like, we just did. It's this weird. I think that she's so mad that she can't see how this is happening.
Yeah. Did you think that they were gonna come to like fisticuffs, like they were gonna come to blows?
No, I do think it was really out of line for Candy Muse to threaten to physically assault Tamisha. That was completely out of line, and it was weird to me that like Candy had just threatened to like beat up Tamisha, and then Mick and Tina Burner were like, stop, leave Candy alone. And Candy's like, I'm about to beat this bitch the fuck up. That's what she says. She goes, I'm about to slap the shit out of somebody or something like that. And then Mick's like,
which I hear people say that. I'm like, bitch, we all know who you're talking about. Talking about that's like Bob slapping me in my head. I'm like, oh, I'm about to really fuck somebody up in here. And Mitch and Jacob were like, we know it's not us, so it has to be Bob. Of course, like just say her name at that point.
It's almost as subtle as if it was just me and you in a room. I said, somebody in this room about to get beat up. And I'm like, well, bitch, I'm the only one here. So what's it gonna be?
And then Tamisha said, bitch, you may hit many things, but you won't hit me. You won't hit me. I'm the right one for you, little girl. She loved calling people a girl and lady.
I mean, it was really interesting because because Candy was like yelling about hitting people and like being mean, and then she was like kind of like doing this, but Tamisha just kept like walking up to her. She was like, hit me. She was like, if you're going to hit me, but I think she knew that Candy was never going to hit her, but she was just like barking, being like, I'll hit you, I'll attack you, I'll fight you. And Tamisha was like, I just don't think you will, though.
Yeah, very that.
And I do think Tamisha could have left her alone. But I just don't see why Tina Burner did not have that same energy when Kandi was doing that to Elliot, who was just sitting on the couch, minding her business. And twice now, Kandi was like, you should have been in the bottom anyway. You're not self-aware. But Tina was just like, yeah, valid, go off. But as soon as it was reversed from the other way, Tina didn't like it. And also, Mitch, by any chance, do we have the footage when all the girls filled in at Sony Hall when Monet was away? If we do,
all the girls.
So you were not there. You were out of town, and it was Tina Burner, Jasmine Rice, I think Keisha Carr, and they all filled
RuPaul?
in. No, girl.
Got it.
Anyway, so they all filled in, and it was
Nelly Ty.
Tina was being wild. Oh, and Marty O'Cummings, and Tina was being wild.
Like, in what way? This is for Patreon. They gonna tell. Just give me like a little hint.
It was like Tina was like, first of all, in Tina's defense, I do this all the time. Not everyone, but I do this a lot. It's so easy to get Marty Gold Cummings going.
Oh,
it is.
I'm the same. I literally just like to get her go because she gets so in her head, and so yeah, I love
getting Marty going is so easy, and Tina was just egging Marty the entire night. And Marty was like showing red through her foundation. She was like, "What is this?" It was pretty.
Bitch, what foundation?
If we can, I think we had Hallelujah film it. I think, but it was so wild. We were like, me and Mitch were like, we can't release this. Mitch, if you remember,
was this like? Were they doing this during a number on stage, or like was Hallelujah doing background stuff?
We all did we came out and we all did our numbers, and afterwards we all came out and just had some talk. We did a podcast. We just did a podcast.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it.
And girl, it was like The View, but everyone was fighting. It was like The View, but everyone was Joy Behar.
Work. Yeah, I think this is a good Untucked, and the people who saying like this is the type of reality TV I like to watch. I like to watch. This is why I watch The View, obviously for get the news, but obviously to see stuff like this. I think also this is reminiscent of how it is at but at drag shows. Bob and I have both been in situations. I've been sometimes that girl who is going at it with another girl because when people are fucking with your art and talking about your talent and what you can and cannot do. Bitch, do you remember? Oh, you weren't part of Queen when Holly Day and Jasmine Rice went at it at Queen. Bitch, that shit was everything.
No, I was not there for
this. It's like this is like what bitches be doing sometimes. But when y'all don't see them on stage, that's shit like this be happening backstage at drag shows. So I was into it.
Anyone who listens to the podcast knows that I have fought with almost every drag race girl, either on screen, backstage, on stage, in the hotel. I stay fighting. I'm a very aggressive person. I acknowledge my part in that. But wait, Jacob has been quoting Kandi. What is the quote, Jacob? Jacob has been quoting Kandi. Literally, is it written down here?
Yeah, it's the very last.
He's been obsessing over this quote, and the quote is, "The way things just went down in this room was very disgusting." That is me leaving every hookup I've ever had.
Well, I have a question. I have a question for the patrons. Who do y'all think was? Do y'all think that Kandi was in the wrong, or do you guys think Tamisha was in the wrong? I mean, I think a lot of y'all are going to say Kandi, but I'm curious to think if anyone thinks that Tamisha was doing the most. I think Tamisha came in guns blazing, which kind of tipped things over the edge, but Kandi was already in like a defensive heightened state, and Tamisha came in and be like, "Well, bitch, let me let y'all know." I think it was like a combination of the two, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was. How would you fare against, like, if you were, let's say you were Tamisha, how would you handle an argument with Kandi? Would you do it like Elliot and be a little more calm, or would you be like Tamisha and like fight?
If I was Tamisha and I was in the bottom, that would set, because I would already be emotional. I would already be like, bitch, I may be going home, and that would bring me to the boiling point. But if I was safe, or if I was in the top, I'd probably be like, girl, bye. You're not gonna do nothing. So Candy, just stop. And also, real tea. I think that bitches like Candy, they know who to do that to. Like, I don't think Candy would do that to you. I don't think Candy would do that to me. I don't think Candy would do that to Tina. She's going at Tamisha because I think she thinks Tamisha is weaker than her, and that she can bully Tamisha. I think that people like that know who to do things to.
But I think she's finding out that she can't do that to Tamisha. Like, she's like, oh, I was wrong. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that because it's just gonna.
Yeah.
I don't think if I were Candy, it wouldn't be worth the drama to argue with Tamisha.
Right.
Because Candy doesn't come out shining. And I really hope that the fans are not. I don't want to see another Brita filter thing. That would be too much for me. If another Brita filter moment happens, that would be too much. That would just be too much. I wouldn't be able to. I would not be into that at all. I mean, I just want to be able to enjoy the good TV and just acknowledge that both of these contestants are just very emotional. Being on Drag Race is the most emotional thing you will do. 1000%. Girls who go back and do it again are wild. Girls who go back and do it 3 times are really wild.
Oh, I may go back a 3rd time and do something there.
Has anyone been back 4 times? No. Just 3.
No. What? Well,
just 3.
Yeah, just 3.
Just 3. Not even coming up. Just 3.
Got it. Okay.
Bob,
not you.
4 seasons.
Not Bob. Letting the fans. Bob, you are so messy.
I've not said anything. There are over 160 contestants on Drag Race. I don't know who the fuck I'm talking
about. Yeah, that's our take on Untucked. I have to be honest. I generally don't watch Untucked unless I heard something fierce has happened. But now I might start watching it more.
Also, folks, Detox woke up was like, what happened on Untucked? And I was like, imagine going to sleep last night without watching Untucked and waking up and being like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's like when you get drunk and pass out and your house is a mess. You're like, what happened?
Bob, every Friday night, girl, waking up looking crazy, drunk as hell.
Like Tina Burner, bag of booze.
Also, Bob, I do want to congratulate you on something.
What?
For wearing this outfit for the 4th time in a row on Tipping Watchery.
This is not the 4th time I've worn this. That's not true.
It's the 3rd or 4th.
Well, you know what? This is my official Watchery outfit.
Also, there's somebody
every single time.
Somebody named Joe keeps on commenting on Patreon, and he literally every video he comments it. He's like, Bob promised me $100 if I went back and found something. Jacob, please look it up. And he's like, I'm posting every video.
He found me on Instagram. He went to my Instagram. He has DM'd me. He really was $100. So listen, Joe, we will verify whether or not you deserve this $100. And if you do, I will send you a little raggedy ass $100.
Work. All right, until next week.
Rivalry money. Monet's paying 50 and I'm paying 50.
No, the hell I'm not, bitch. I will send
Jacob,
no,
approve it. Jacob, approve it.
I guess I won't talk to you until next Friday because I'm busy and we're not doing no new episode this week because I said.
Oh, wow. All right, you heard it right. You heard it here first. Money doesn't care about the patrons.
All righty.
All right, bye, y'all.